Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the Executive Director of the George W. Bush Institute, Holly Kuzmich.
Good morning and welcome to the Bush Center. President Mrs. Bush, thank you for being here and participating in this ceremony. And Ken Hirsch, our President and CEO, thank you for leading our organization and supporting our work here at the Bush Center. We're so thrilled this morning to host this naturalization ceremony and welcome 49 new Americans as citizens to this country. And early congratulations to you all and to your families. And thank you to the U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services for working with us to host this. Throughout our history, America has been a nation of immigrants, and that continues today. Our work here at the Bush Institute is based on the belief that America is strengthened by the contribution made by immigrants. Immigrants are part of the social fabric of our country. They enhance our culture, bring new ideas, and keep us as a vibrant nation. They also play a key role in our nation's economic growth and fuel our economy. Despite this rhetoric, on this point, the evidence could not be clearer. Immigrants are a powerful and positive force in the U.S. economy. Immigrants are talented. 40% of Fortune 500 companies in the United States were started by someone who was born overseas. They are also entrepreneurial. Immigrants start new businesses at almost twice the rate of those born in the United States. And immigrants are educated. Recent arrivals are more likely to have a college degree than native-born Americans. Immigrants are entrepreneurs and innovators, bringing with them the skills America needs to compete in the global economy. They also fill critical gaps in America's labor force by performing work our economy requires and keeping our workforce population vibrant as our population ages. When I was thinking about this ceremony today, I thought of my own grandparents, who immigrated to the United States in the 1920s and became naturalized citizens in the decades that followed. They were small business owners, starting a small neighborhood grocery store in Indiana and realizing the American dream for themselves and for my father and his 3 siblings. How fortunate I am of my own heritage. Our work here at the Bush Institute focuses on these aspects of economic growth and the policies that our country should have in place. But beyond policy, you all here show us what immigration is really about, and that's people. This ceremony affirms America is the land of opportunity, where people of any background can work hard, develop ideas, and benefit from the fruits of their labor. America's greatest advantage has always been its ability to attract diverse people from all corners of the globe and bring them together to build the American dream. We're delighted you all are here. Let's get started.
Pizza. Halt. Ready. Face. Carry colors. Present arms.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets regular, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Order. Color. Ready. Face. Detail. Forward. March.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Mrs. Laura Bush.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the George W. Bush Presidential Center. President Bush and I are thrilled that you're to host you here today for this happy occasion. Today, 47 people representing more than 20 countries will become part of a very old tradition. From the very first Indian tribes who farmed, hunted, and traded along the river valleys and across the high grassy plains, to the Spanish explorers, to the 19th century wagon trains of American and European settlers, to 20th century wildcatters and cattle herders, Texas has been a land of immigrants. Our state is a place where people come year after year to build a better life. We're a state that thrives due to the prosperity, ingenuity, transformation, and generosity of immigrants. And we're a much richer state for all the cultures that have settled on our land. My life has been shaped by this richness. My grandparents were drawn to Texas by the twin promises of opportunity and good health amid the bright sunshine and dry desert air of West Texas. My parents fell in love on their first date as they walked across the footbridge connecting the border city of El Paso to Mexico's Ciudad Juarez to have dinner at the glamorous Tivoli nightclub. And I likely would have never met my husband if George and Barbara Bush hadn't migrated from the East Coast to the oil boomtown of Midland, Texas. The values and dreams that drew our families here to Texas are the same ones that have drawn tens of thousands of others from around the United States and around the world. And I know that these values and dreams are part of what led each of you on the journey that brought you to this ceremony today. Hard work, strong values, dreams, and determination know no borders or boundaries. They're as universal as the human desire for a better future. Today's new citizens represent many cultures and nearly every region of the world, from Asia to the Indian subcontinent, Africa, the Middle East, Europe, South America, and Central America, and our next-door neighbors of Mexico and Canada. It's never an easy path to lead what is familiar and venture into the unknown. Each of you have done just that, and Texas and the United States are better for it. President Bush and I thank you for making this journey and for choosing to come to this country and the state that we love. Today, it's my honor to say to all of you, welcome, my fellow Americans. And now I'd like to introduce the former President of the United States, my husband, George Bush.
Well, thank you very much. Thank you. Good morning, everybody. I want to thank Laura for a kind introduction, and we're so glad to welcome you to the Naturalization Ceremony, and to the candidates. And it's going to be a privilege for me just in a few minutes to call you a fellow American. By custom, most Americans don't realize this, but citizens-to-be are known as candidates. Although for this kind of candidate, there are no debates, fundraisers, recounts, or opponents. Just a room full of friends to say, congratulations, we are glad you're here. I'd like to point out that not only are you becoming an American, but as Laura mentioned, you're a Texan. And if you walk out of here with a little extra attitude in your step, it shows the culture is taking hold. We have individuals and families from many backgrounds and cultures. As candidates for naturalization, you represent more than 20 countries. That's what brings us all here. You know, the future we have in common, and a ritual that represents something fundamental and noble about this country, is about to take place. You paid America the high tribute of aspiring to live here, leaving behind familiar ways and places, and accepting a process that everyone knows is not easy. Our country, when you return, honored your efforts, and soon will be honored to call you citizen. The United States of America is in many ways the most successful of nations. Historically, where immigration is concerned, we're also the most welcoming of nations. And these two facts are related. So many of us can draw a line somewhere back to a man or woman who had the idea that life could be better, and that hope led them here. Generations of new arrivals left their mark on our national character in traits that friends abroad still recognize as distinctly American: our optimism, our independence and openness to the new, our willingness to strive and to risk, our sense of life as an adventure dignified by personal freedom and personal responsibility. Such qualities don't come out of nowhere. A spirit of self-reliance runs deep in our immigrant heritage, along with the humility and kindness to look at someone less fortunate and see yourself. Across the world, good men and women still dream of starting life anew in America. People who bring energy and talent and faith in the future. Often they bring a special love of freedom because they have seen how life works without it. The great yearning of so many to live in our country presents a significant challenge. America's elected representatives have a duty to regulate who comes in and when. In meeting this responsibility, it helps to remember that America's immigrant history made us who we are. Amid all the complications of policy, may we never forget that immigration is a blessing and a strength. Public debate on the matter can get pretty sharp. That's not exclusive to this issue or these times. I guess you've noticed by now Americans like to speak their minds. You've just signed up with a boisterous democracy. And my hope is that you take the duties of citizenship seriously, participate, and vote. And for whatever the opinion of one retired politician might be, I believe we will see our way clear to immigration policies that are just, fair, and in the interest of the whole nation. That starts with recognizing a plain responsibility at the border. And in an often chaotic situation, being willing to state the obvious. Borders are not arbitrary, and they need to be respected along with the fine men and women of the immigration services and the Border Patrol. Immigration statutes likewise reflect the will of the people in the Congress and must be enforced. And when the laws are outdated and ineffective, they must be rewritten. I hope those responsible in Washington can dial down the rhetoric, put politics aside, and modernize our immigration laws soon. As president, I worked hard on comprehensive immigration reform, and I regret that our efforts came up short. Today, emotions can cloud the issue, but here at the Bush Center, we're clear-eyed about the need to enforce our borders and protect our homeland, and about the critical contributions immigrants make to our prosperity and to our way of life. To that end, we've published America's Advantage, a 3-edition handbook of research on immigration's positive effects on our economy. Our Central American Prosperity Project brings together leaders to strengthen economies, expand markets, and to reduce pressure on our southern border. And we've convened a bipartisan immigration policy working group to develop a blueprint for comprehensive immigration reform. For the ideal outcome, we need to look no farther than this very room and to a joyful moment you've waited for a long time. The path from application to oath ends on a beautiful morning in the great state of Texas. And I'm not going to put it off any longer except to say that Laura and I are proud to share the day, to look you in the eyes and call you a fellow citizen. Congratulations, and may God bless you.
Good morning. I'm Susan Curta, Regional Director of the Central Region of U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services. The Secretary of the Department of Homeland Security may delegate the authority to administer the oath of allegiance to such officials of DHS as may be necessary for the efficient administration of the Naturalization Program. Associate Director Daniel Renaud will be administering the oath of allegiance. Associate Director Renaud. This morning, the U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services is pleased to present the 49 candidates for United States citizenship. There are 22 countries represented here today. As I call the country of your former nationality, please stand to be recognized. Bangladesh. Bhutan. You may stay standing. Bhutan. Brazil. Burma. Canada. Colombia, Côte d'Ivoire, Ecuador, El Salvador, Ethiopia, India, Iraq, South Korea, Mexico, Morocco, Nepal, Nigeria, Panama, Peru, Thailand, United Kingdom, and Vietnam. Today, when you left home, you were citizens of the 22 countries I just mentioned. Later today, when you arrive home, you will all be citizens of the same country, the United States of America. Please be seated. Each of the candidates for citizenship has been examined by an immigration officer of the United States Citizenship and Immigration Services and has been found entitled under law to be naturalized. Each of the candidates has the required residence and physical presence within the jurisdiction of this district. Each of the candidates has established that during the statutory period required by law, he or she was of good moral character, attached to the principles of our Constitution, and well disposed of the good order and happiness of the United States. Each of the candidates, unless exempted by the law, has demonstrated an ability to read, write, and speak words in ordinary usage in the English language. In addition, each candidate has demonstrated his or her knowledge and understanding of the fundamentals of the history and the principles and forms of government of the United States. Therefore, Associate Director Renaud, It is recommended that these candidates be admitted to the United States citizenship, subject to taking the oath of allegiance to the United States.
Thank you, Director Kurta. So accepted. If the candidates would please rise, it's my honor to administer the oath of allegiance this morning. If you could raise your right hand and repeat after me. I hereby declare on oath that I absolutely and entirely renounce and abjure all allegiance and fidelity to any foreign prince, potentate, state, or sovereignty, of whom or which I have heretofore been a subject or citizen, that I will support and defend the Constitution and laws of the United States of America against all enemies, foreign and domestic, that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same, that I will bear arms on behalf of the United States when required by the law, that I will perform non-combatant service in the armed forces of the United States when required by the law, that I will perform work of national importance under civilian direction when required by the law, and that I take this obligation freely, without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion. So help me God. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the new citizens of the United States of America. Congratulations.
My dear fellow American, it is with great pride that I welcome you into the American family. No matter where you come from or what faith you practice, this country is now your country. Our history is now your history, and our traditions are now your traditions. You enjoy the full rights and the sacred duties that come with American citizenship. Very, very special. There is no higher honor. There is no greater responsibility. You now share the obligation to teach our values to others, to help newcomers assimilate to our way of life, and uplift America by living according to its highest ideals of self-governance and its highest standards. All Americans are your brothers and sisters, and each of us must do our part to keep America safe, strong, and free. America is our home. We have no other. You have pledged allegiance to America, and when you give your love and loyalty to America, she returns her love and loyalty to you. We share one American heart and one American destiny. It is a destiny filled with love, opportunity, and hope. We celebrate this day. We welcome you into our national family. We applaud your devotion to America, and we embrace the wonderful future we will have together. Thank you, God bless you, and God bless America.
Katia Maria Fuentes. Erica Elizabeth Fuentes. Dennis Antonio Hermosa. Sebastian Antonio Hermosa. Samantha Katia Tasaiko. Supinia Papant. Julio Cesar Martinez Villalta. Mary Catherine McCarthy. Insaf Amel. Adnan Mahdi Saleh. Chow Yin Lam. Mohamed Kamal Dagar. Shamali Samir Gosavia. Sruti Parvataneni. Israel Colonel Balderas. Jaime Adrian Cota Caballero. Felix Ode. Adriana Patricia Turiago Para. Anita Mishra. Caroline Ajiamaka Ene. Hiranyava Badra. Desi Lal Nem Maui. Perla Alejandra Mendez. Manita Kotari. Sergio Armando Castillo Doron. Jose Antonio Banos. Andiwa Nweta. Jinmo Song. Claudia Patricia Gonzalez. Samir Prakash Gosavi. Ganesh Kumar Pulami. Touch Min Trong. Yamini Rudrashwar Boledula. Tanya Maricela Granados. Sujata Adhikari. Shaviha Sadaka Bashar Nimfi. Yadzaida Zunita Cummins. Hyung Jun Yim. Teodros Tegene. Jessica Glisette Baron Alfaro. Santiago Alejandro Miranda. Aga Mertuza. Shilpa Rani Kupa. Maria Carmen Balderas. Sarai Aznet Ramos. Jung Sub Park. Catalina Coltas. Yasser Hadal Hamil Altai. And Harshital Kaur Lidar.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning, everyone. I'd like you all to join us in reciting the Pledge of Allegiance. If everyone will please stand. Place your right hand over your heart, and the Pledge of Allegiance is on the back of your program. We'll say it together. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. You may be seated.
Good job up there, Slim. Awesome. Go ahead, Fun.
God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night with a light from above, from the mountains to the prairies, to the oceans wide with foam. God bless America, my home, sweet home. God bless America. the mountains to the prairies, to the oceans wide with foam. God bless America, my home, sweet home. From the mountains to the prairies, to the oceans wide with foam. God bless America, my home, sweet home. God bless America. God bless America. God bless America. My home, sweet home.
Congratulations once again to our new Americans. My name is Laura Collins. I'm the Director of Economic Growth here at the Bush Institute. One of the great privileges of working here is that we have this fantastic library and museum just across the courtyard. So we'd like to invite all of our guests here today to join us at the library immediately following this to tour especially our new special exhibit, Presidential Retreats Away from the White House. This concludes our program today. Thank you and have a wonderful day.